Greetings. Greetings, Frank. Greetings, everyone watching, listening, whatever you are doing. Might not be seeing the video, but you might just be hearing our voice. So that's good too.
That.
Everything works. So, Frank, today that's it. We're going to review PT's book. We're going to keep on going with this. And I have to say just a little short announcement, official announcement.
Yes.
I'm going to start reading all of PT's book. I ordered one to start not the Cosmic Powerhouse, but what is it? The one I ordered?
27 portals.
27 portals. That's it.
Yeah.
27 portals. I'm going to start with this. Then we're going to bring PT on the Truman Show to elaborate about his book and review and talk about it. Let's chat together.
That's great. It's going to be so cool.
Go deep inside the... also, of course, it's from my own perspective, but like I told you, we can relate to each other's perspective sometimes, especially if we're on the same frequency. It shouldn't be so hard to know what I'm talking about or where I come from with the thoughts and stuff. So that's it. When after, he has 2 or 3 other books that I'm also gonna order, and we're gonna go through this. So just be patient. PT will be back. I spoke to him too 3 days ago, so something like that. So 3 days, 3 strong ago, 3 strong ago, and that he will be back. Just a matter of time. That's it. Time again. That's what I was referring to. It got just a matter of time. But it's just a few more passage of the sun, and PT will be back on the Truman Show. Today, Frank, we're gonna start this with "There is no such thing as yoga." Again, PT has an habit to state things as they are, and it's a good habit that he has taken. But yeah, he really goes, and that can shock a bit of people at start if you're not, like, if you haven't done etymology, if you haven't done some work to realize that the words are there just sometimes to mesmerize you. But that's it. You might be cut and thinking, hey, it's called yoga, but might be very called something else that means that have a very different significance also, because when you say a word, it resonates no matter what inside you. So a different sound has a different frequency, a different healing potential also. Like, I'm sure all this is, like, I'm not an expert in any field whatsoever of healing, holistic medicine or stuff, but I just feel stuff like you guys. And that's what I think. It's sometimes the word can be, people are gonna say it's just a word. No. I don't think it's just a word. It's a sound. So if the sound is different, the frequency is different, everything that comes with it is different. So, Frank, there is no such thing as yoga. It's you.
Yes. There's no such thing as yoga. Breaking news. There is no such thing as yoga. This term yoga has now become synonymous with contorting of the body into various shapes. But the truth is that there is no such word. The real Sanskrit word is yog. Just like Shiva is actually Shiv, Krishna is actually Krishan, Veda is actually Ved, and so forth. Yog simply means union with the divine, to be precise. This union takes place through devotion, surrender, praise, and service to the high and divine. It has nothing to do with the asanas, commonly known as asanas, being taught in the West. Yoga classes, which are now hard to tell apart from aerobics, Oz style, act mainly as respectable health and dating centers. Males flock to see females in postures they won't see them in otherwise. No wonder yoga has caught on like it has, to turn into a global corporate entity with yoga drinks, gear, clothing, etc., etc. So it's either yoga or yog, another 21st century choice.
OK, en français, le yoga n'existe pas. Flash info, le yoga n'existe pas. Le terme yoga est maintenant devenu synonyme de contorsion du corps dans différentes positions, mais la vérité est qu'il n'y a pas de mot yoga. Le vrai mot en sanskrit est yog. Et de la même manière, Shiva est en fait Shiv, Krishna est en fait Krishna, et Veda est en fait Ved, et ainsi de suite. Yog, c'est utilisé de la façon que tu veux, veut simplement dire union, union avec le divin, pour être précis. Cette union prend place à travers dévotion, abandon à Dieu, louange et service du supérieur et du divin. Cela n'a rien à voir avec les asanas communément connus sous le nom d'asanas, enseignés à l'Ouest. Les classes de yoga qui sont maintenant difficiles à différencier de l'aérobic pause style, elles agissent principalement comme des centres de santé et de rencontre. Les hommes affluent pour voir les femmes dans des positions dans lesquelles ils ne les verraient pas autrement. Pas étonnant que le yoga est devenu populaire comme il l'est devenu pour se transformer en une entité globale d'entreprise avec des yoga drinks, matériel de yoga, vêtements de yoga en plastique. I had it in plastic clothes. Yeah, because he says vêtements de yoga, I'm adding plastic because all the yoga pants are made in freaking plastic.
Yeah.
It,
Lululemon.
Yeah, Lululemon. Donc, c'est soit yoga ou yog, encore un choix du 21e siècle. But I think that's the trend in this century is to not name things as they are, just also to create more confusion, just like black and white. Like,
right.
Do you see, like, anyway? So I think yoga, exactly like he says, it's just something often that you see women in position you wouldn't see otherwise. It might
Right.
it might excite some men for sure. I can understand. I'm a man myself, but I don't run to yoga center to see them. But I can understand where he goes with that.
Right.
Often, also, I'm not saying it's no. He's not stating that yoga is no good for you. It's just the way we call it and the way we're doing it today might not be exactly what was at the beginning intended for. So that's my thoughts on yoga. But it's good to move. It's good to exercise, to move, to stretch. That's what we should do every single day. But maybe not in dating centers and stuff. Like I've never really been big on gyms and stuff and things in group like this. I think you can go into nature also on top of a mountain and do your yoga. You'll probably have better feeling from it than in an unfractal building. We have to be careful also where we practice the stuff. Like it's really good. You're gonna do yoga, but then you're in a concrete building. Like where does the energy goes in the concrete? Like send your energy outward in nature and it's gonna have I'm sure it does like a waves, like a ripple effect, your energy and your frequency. So I would do that in nature definitely, and I'm sure it's the way it was taught back then. It wasn't let's go do yoga inside. It was let's go in nature on the beach, whatever setting you want. But yeah, that's my opinion on yoga, Frank. Maybe you can share with us a little bit more.
Yeah, this is a fun P-log, and this is a place where people who have invested a lot of time into learning about what they thought was one of the original Vedic practices, and people might have spent long parts of their life becoming very involved in this exercise trend called yoga, which it is old. I'm not saying that it's not, and P's not saying that it's not either. but it's not. When you go back to the origin of Vedic texts, like the three main Vedas, the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, the Sam Veda, or any of the Puranas, or the Mahabharata, anything like that, they don't talk about these exercises that are involving doing asanas or asanas, which is, just different body postures that you put yourself in. So what has happened, right, is that there was one of those texts, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and people take that as one of the original Vedic texts. So if you want to do a Vedic lifestyle and Vedic things, then people put that in. They say this is also part of one of the things that if you want to live Vedic life, you have to do this. But what P is saying is that that's not, because it's not. And also, just to put it in context too, PT is not saying that we shouldn't, and like you mentioned this also, PT is not saying that we shouldn't exercise our body or have the proper types of activities in which we can stay fit and stay healthy. I mean, that's very important, right? To keep the body in good shape. But one of the things that Peace talks about is don't go to the gym. Don't be standing there just in front of the mirror, pumping the iron, or go to one of these, dance studios that they do all these yoga classes in. And it's just become very unnatural. It's become very far away from just doing things to keep your body fit. That, there's so many different things we can do to stay fit and actually be using our energy to be productive also. Yeah. You want to be splitting some wood, if you want to be moving some things around that are going to keep you fit. I mean, definitely gardening, farming, that type of work is, it's a type of labor in which you can become fit by doing those kind of things. And so whenever I was in college, I learned about yoga, and I took some yoga classes. I had a friend who went to India and trained and became a yoga instructor and came back. And so I learned a little bit, but I was never super into it. But I learned enough to become familiar with the flow of the sun salutation and, the warrior pose. And you're doing these different types of stances that, you hold for a certain number of breaths and stuff like that. And so when I learned about what P has explained about what yoga or what yoga is actually, it's about a union with divine. It's about actually taking actions that are going to be linking you to the higher, linking you to a higher frequency, linking you to a higher consciousness. And it's not necessarily you trying to put your leg behind your head or something like that, that is that's unnecessary, and you can actually injure yourself. And that's another thing that P mentions too, that with these some of these types of postures that they will guide people to put themselves in, you can actually hurt yourself. My mom is pulled her hamstring, or she did something where she was limping for a long time after being in a yoga class, and she stretched either too long or too far or whatever, and so it's very possible to injure yourself, not intentionally, but that's one of the things too that P mentions. He's whatever you do, just maintain the body. You don't want to hurt yourself, because obviously nobody wants to get sick. Nobody wants to be hurt. So that when you injure yourself, you're less capable to actually be of service to divine, that's what the real yoga is. That's what the real yoga is, right? And I was actually pretty relieved whenever, or I was oh, that's cool when I heard P talking about there's no such thing as yoga, and it's just really yoga. And I've also heard P, because there, like P says, it's this whole thing where it comes with this culture and of these kind of it's not everybody's like hippie that's doing that, but they can kind of have like this new age air to it. And I don't know. That stuff's kind of a particular type of fluff that I don't have like a very, I'm not really into that. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that that's the case, because I was never really into that kind of stuff, anyways. But yeah, like one time I was outside and I was just observing nature and praising the sun. Actually, I was appreciating the sun, and I was talking to it, and expressing my gratitude to it for the warmth and all the different things that it makes possible here on Earth. And then I like bowed to it, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is like the sun salutations. Because part of the sun salutations is you do this position where you're in downward dog, and basically that's like you're bowing to the sun in that particular sequence of asanas. So it made sense to me then. I was like, oh, this is actually the real yoga, because I'm putting myself in this particular position to show my humility and my appreciation, respect, and gratitude toward the sun, toward nature and divine, and actually was cultivating this attitude, this energy. And it wasn't just going through kind of this like mindless exercise kind of thing. So that was an experience that I had, and I was like, oh yeah, sun salutation, this makes sense. This feels like more like the real sun salutation, where actually you are communicating with this heavenly body and having this deep appreciation, reverence, and gratitude, and then actually bowing with that feeling in your to your core. So and then the part where Pete talks about looking at girls or whatever, that's definitely happening. That's happening. So,
but the sun, not the sun worship, but yeah, I might say I worship the sun, of course.
Right.
If not, there would be no life on Earth. But
Right.
I just think we don't appreciate love the sun for what he has to offer, or she or he. I don't know if it has
Right.
any denotation of sex in there, but
Right.
the sun, often like we put sunglasses. Like, why do you block the rays of the sun? The other day I was on the bike, and I was like, the sun was in my back, but I placed my mirror purposely on my bike so it shined right in my face. You know? Yeah, that's what I do, because I appreciate love the sun rays, and especially when I face the sun on a bike path and then the
Right.
sun glare in my eyes. I freaking love it. I'm blinded by the light. Like the other day I was on the bike and I was like, shit, I'm blinded by the light. That's what it is. So
Right.
I love that feeling. That feeling for me is something, like you said, when you can feel the sun rays hitting you, hitting your eyeball, hitting your skin. Like it's a feeling that is very hard to describe when you feel it deep. Like you said, when you start saluting the sun, like every
Mhm.
time I'm on the bike path, I am like, give a kiss to the sun,
Yeah.
and I keep going. And
Uh,
I always make sure that I show gratitude to what surrounds me, because
yeah.
we live in love and grace, but
Mhm.
we don't really see it. But I'm starting to see the love and grace and all that stuff, and so I'm very grateful for the sun, of course, shining. And there's other days he won't be shining so much, but the sun's always shining. It's just because there's clouds, but
Right.
over the clouds, it's sunny. It's
Mhm.
always sunny. It's always sunny.
Yeah.
It's just
It's always
sometimes there's
shining.
cloud. So it's
Yeah.
always a sunny day, no matter what. That's
Yes.
how I see it.
Yeah. You just got to get
So,
above the clouds. Any pilot will tell you that for sure.
yeah, exactly. Just get above the cloud, you'll get the sun.
Uh-huh.
So now, how to tell between fake and real gurus? This is an interesting one, because I was just referring to that earlier in some talks. How PT really confront you with with your nonsense, and to
Yeah.
me, that's a sign of a real teacher, guru. Now you can use the word you want. For sure, in Sanskrit, I'm pretty sure it's referred to guru.
Right.
Hence why they use that word. But teacher in the 21st century would rub people maybe a bit better in a
Right.
better way, because often just the word guru seems to scare some people that are unaware of the real signification of the term. So that's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
but how to tell between fake and real gurus? Frank, I'll let you go on with that.
How to tell between fake and real gurus. Many in this world are duped by charlatans because they don't seem to be aware of the distinguishing marks, traits, and signs of the higher/more divine. Society has only one definition for holy, that is, no sex or sexuality or beauty. All any ugly charlatan has to do is put on a celibate image to get adoration. However, in this age of cameras, they often get caught. Everyone gets disappointed and starts losing all faith in holiness and divine. To clear this up, LotusOcean states that the more enlightened/higher and divine can always be distinguished not by their lack of sexuality or age, but by their connection to the elements in nature. For example, if a musician plays for rain and rain happens, that musician is a more evolved soul and thus closer to divine. Nature not only follows the will of divinity, but plays with it. In this 3D world, the higher and divine is easy to spot through their superior, more graceful sound and light. In parentheses, voice, music, image, and movement. Most can see it, even though many might not like to admit it, through negative feelings like jealousy. Also, the enlightened will always speak clear and precise truth, without any fear of the repercussions, unlike charlatans who speak to please, who say mumbo jumbo, which doesn't make any sense, and spin people around in circles. The truth is that fake gurus don't know the truth. They don't even know about the truth of this world, let alone other worlds. The enlightened don't wear fake smiles like the fake gurus of today, who resemble newsreaders in putting on cringy fake smiles. The happiness of the higher and divine is real and comes from real knowing of their own divinity and the ability to navigate their soul after death. And while here, they live fractal lives, as in everything falls into place perfectly in whatever they do.
Wow, this is a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. We're going to start from the beginning.
Yes.
Comment différencier en français? Là, je vais vous lire ça en français. Comme je dis, ça peut aider ceux qui parlent juste un petit peu anglais puis pas catcher tout en anglais. Ben, moi, je vais vous le lire en français. Comment différencier entre le faux et le vrai gourou? Beaucoup dans ce monde sont dupés par des charlatans car ils n'ont pas l'air d'être conscients des marques, traits, signes de distinction du supérieur divin. La société a une seule définition de saint. Pas de sexe, ni de sexualité, beauté. Tout ce qu'un charlatan moche a à faire, c'est d'afficher une image célibataire pour obtenir l'adoration. Cependant, dans cet âge de caméra, cam era, you can deny it. It says it in the word. It's
Right.
not him that it's a cam era. Look around. It's full camera people, the muggles with their phones and shit. And crazy stuff. So, cependant, dans cet âge de caméra, ils se font souvent attraper. Tout le monde est déçu et finit par perdre toute foi en la sainteté divinité. Pour clarifier tout cela, LotusOcean déclare que le plus illuminé supérieur divin peut toujours être distingué, non pas par sa sexualité ou par son âge, mais par sa connexion aux éléments, à la nature. Par exemple, si un musicien joue pour qu'il pleuve et qu'il pleut, ce musicien est une âme plus évoluée et par conséquent plus proche du divin. La nature non seulement suit la volonté du divin, mais joue aussi avec elle. Dans ce monde 3D, le supérieur divin est facile à repérer à travers ses lumières et ses sons supérieurs et plus gracieux. For sure. More grace in the sound and the light. Voix, musique, image, mouvement. Everything is more gracious.
Mhm.
La plupart peuvent le voir, même si beaucoup pourraient ne pas aimer l'admettre dû aux sentiments négatifs comme la jalousie, l'envie et tout ça. De plus, l'illuminé, I love this part, de plus, l'illuminé parlera toujours une vérité claire et précise. No sugarcoating. Sans aucune peur des répercussions. Pas comme les charlatans qui parlent pour plaire, qui racontent leur charabia qui n'a aucun sens et tournent les gens en bourrique. La vérité est que ces faux gourous ne connaissent pas la vérité, ils ne connaissent même pas la vérité de ce monde, oubliez celle des autres mondes. L'illuminé n'affiche pas de faux sourires, comme les faux gourous d'aujourd'hui, qui ressemblent à des présentateurs de journaux en grimaçant leur faux sourire. Le bonheur du supérieur divin est réel et provient de la vraie certitude de leur divinité et de la capacité à naviguer leur âme après la mort. Et pendant qu'ici, ils vivent des vies fractales, tout s'aligne parfaitement dans tout ce qu'ils font. It's big. I like when he says here at the end, it says tout s'aligne parfaitement dans tout ce qu'ils font. And that's what people want. They want things to align perfectly all the time.
Right.
But they live very unfractal life, very, I don't want to use the word evil. It's not, they're just against everything that has life in it.
Right.
That's it. But I think the moment you align yourself with truth, with something that is clear and precise, like the truth, no matter what, you come and be supported along the way. This is not, I cannot conceive or think that we come here and we're not divinely guided and protected. And we're all, okay, there might be few are chosen, maybe, to do this great work, to show others. Possible. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to think that some of us were chosen for this great work because others are sleeping tight and you're not and I'm not and I'm fully awake and questioning everything and I want the freaking truth.
Yeah.
On my table anytime. No matter how hard it is, how I confront my freaking own nonsense. I don't care. I'm here. I live for that stuff. So it's beating inside me like it's me. That's what Kim told me the other day. She said, Yannick, that's you. That's just you. That's why she said, even my wife said, maybe you're a chosen one. Maybe. Like, because it's so me what I'm doing here. And everybody that knows me know it. My children first. So, because they know me. They're the ones who know me the best. So I think once we start letting go of the fake gurus and find someone real, like I found PT, I was very, very delighted at first. I was, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And even today, I don't really know him. I had a lot of interviews with him. Like, I feel very comfortable with PT. It's my comfort zone with PT.
Right.
For sure. But what I'm saying is I still have to get to know him, a lot of his work, a lot of his stuff that he has written and put out. And it's available out there. Who seek will find. That's the thing. And who seek a real guru will find one. If you
Yeah.
are stuck with me. I'm telling you all that I say that all the time. If that guru, that teacher, do not confront you with your nonsense, forget about it. Forget about it,
Yeah.
because you can talk about anything out there that like I heard a guy today saying that marriage was dangerous. I don't agree. I don't agree. Like he hard like, yeah, like marriage is dangerous. It's more dangerous than skydiving and blah blah blah.
Uh,
What is that? And like, you know what's dangerous is your unawareness. That's all.
right. Yeah.
And then all the freaking nonsense come out of it. So it's not like it's same as saying, oh, money is dangerous. It's what you do with your money. It's what we do with everything. It's what we do. Because I cannot think that we come here male and female and cannot be together.
Hmm.
Like
Right.
like I think we're made to be together. Like it's a like anyway, it's just like to me, okay, there might be people attracted to the same sex, whatever, but we're here to experience love
Hmm.
deeply. And I think another human being can really, really show you how to love, how to be loved. And I have experienced that myself with Kim.
Yeah.
It's 21 years and I still love that woman like the first day. And there's no difference to me. I see her the same as I see her the first day. Like this is vibrant as the first day. So that's why I don't relate to people that come and think that spew stuff like this without going to the basic. And that's what PT does. PT goes to the basic first. Like cure
Yeah.
your nonsense, no? Cure all the nonsense inside you, elevate, be illuminated, whatever you want to call it, and
Yeah.
then go get knowledge because knowledge is power. It's not your money, it's not your it's the knowledge, it's what you know you that you don't know.
Hmm.
Because you're not gonna know too much stuff along the way. But the best thing to know is that you don't know. And if you can know that, you can evolve. You can go to people like PT and they will teach you and you will learn and you will evolve and you will let go of your nonsense habit and stuff. When we say evolve, it's letting go of everything that doesn't support that body.
Yeah.
Uh, the food, the TV, that like there's an evolution that needs to happen within us. We're very, very programmed in certain ways, and definitely we need teachers. We need teachers because
Oh yeah.
it's so deep. It's so deep, the evolution you have to make with your own being, that I cannot even think of doing that by myself, because you have to study what's going on earth, but you also have to study what's going on above.
Yeah.
That's part of the earth. So,
Mhm.
at one point now I'm into this. I'm going into studying a bit what PT has to offer on the astrology side.
Yeah.
But yeah, we must find a teacher, a guru, someone that can show us a path. He's not going to walk the path for you, but he can show you.
Right.
That's go there. Now do your research, go along the way, have your own experience,
Hmm.
go slow, don't go too fast.
Right.
It's not gonna come fast. Like at the beginning here, I wanted stuff to happen,
Yeah.
but I realized today that it's slow and steady, slow
Yeah.
and steady, and make it happen, because that's how divine works. The divine doesn't work in time, like timeline. It's gotta happen there. It
Right.
all and everything. When he says everything will align properly, is everything works in divine timing, not on your own timing. So you're anxious, you're impatient, you're this, you're that. You have all kinds of emotion. Do you think that the divine forces works on anxiety? Like, do
Right.
you think they align with anxiety? No. So they will give you what you need, but also you have to have the right frequency in your heart,
Yeah.
emanating from your heart, from your soul, from your body, whoever, wherever it come from, that frequency, but it's got to radiate.
Mhm.
Like, and for that, you need that illumination. That you need to let go of the lies. Look, illumination, it's rub people off sometimes the wrong way, but it's just let go of the lies. Stop telling lies. Stop telling stuff that you know are untrue.
Yeah.
Just that. And see your life change and see how you become like a freaking light bulb. I don't know, 1,000 watt, easy. Will light up the whole room.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. We got to become big light bulb for others to see maybe our light and attached to it. But that's what PT has done. He has done the real guru work of sending out his light, and people are catching on to it. And
Hmm.
it might have a, it's gonna have, not it might, it's gonna have a very positive effect on Earth. Definitely, it's
Oh yeah.
all positive. It's like it's divine. It's positive. So align with it. Don't use scrutiny also in your research. Don't just take for granted what a guru tells you that it's good. Like the guy says, "Oh, marriage is dangerous." Like question it. Like don't take just anything what people tell you. Use scrutiny, and if you use scrutiny with a real guru, real scrutiny, you will realize that he stands for truth and
Yeah.
also exposing the nonsense that we live in, that we have, that we are stuck in most often. So a guru can definitely help you. You need it. You need it. It's a need. It's not even
Yeah.
something you should want. It's a freaking need.
It is. It
Go
definitely
on,
is.
friend.
Yeah, this is a great plog because there are a lot of people out there who, um, you know, have they have a portion of the truth, and then they go on and there's just a lot of stuff that's kind of mixed up out there. And so here, I really appreciate P giving certain key factors as to what should you hold a person to in terms of uh, being able to discern like where they're coming from and are they giving you like the real deal. um, the distinguishing marks, traits, and signs of the higher, more divine. That's what P talks about in here. And I mean, certainly out of the people who I've listened to who talk about Vedic knowledge and um, Vedic living and lifestyle, P is the one who not only does he have a very clear understanding and overall view of what the Vedic thing is saying and how people can implement that knowledge and wisdom in very simple and practical ways. But he also is able to tell you, and he's not going to overly emphasize these little things, but he's also going to tell you simple stuff like, hey, what they're telling you about space and the earth and the way that it's shaped and all that kind of stuff. That's not what actually the Vedic knowledge says, and they're telling you that basically to keep you a slave here and trapped. Now, you're not going to hear a lot of people say that kind of thing, especially people who are super into astrology. A lot of astrologers are in bed with NASA and all of that whole hoax that is going on.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's a hard reality for people to hear, even though it's very simple. And there's a lot of evidence if you look into it, and it's not up to the people who tell you that to do the research and explain everything to you and tell you to go. I mean, they're not going to give you the however many details you need to know to get it into your head that like, wait, it's not exactly the way that I've been told. There's why are there holes in the story, about what we've been taught. But P's not scared to expose that. And like I said, he's not gonna create an entire video series that's like showing every reason why what we've been taught is wrong. But he will tell you the simple truth. He can give you a couple of like fast line facts, and then it's up to you. And that's like what you were saying. Use some scrutiny. When you are told something that is new to you and you really want to find out, then go find out. If it's something that it's hard for you to take in, then like actually do some research on your own, and not just the first thing that Google gives you, but like Do some real
And,
research.
and even that you were referring to the shape of the earth, that flat earth thing. I saw
Yeah.
sometimes stuff online and people on the like NASA posts and shit. I go read just to
Right.
laugh. I find that entertaining to see how much sometime we're asleep and that's it. And there's people that I lost what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
It happens to me often. What I was gonna say. I don't know. It will come back. Whatever.
Yes. Yeah. We'll
I
keep
left
going.
it.
I mean, just the fact that like P's not scared to touch on that is, I mean, it's huge, because that like when you actually realize like some of the things that are very big, like the shape of the earth. I mean, there's a lot of things, right? That like basically you're not allowed to
Okay.
question.
I found it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The shape of the earth. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But people say, I know the earth is flat. Like,
Right.
how do you know that? How can you know anything? Like, have you seen it? Like,
Right.
that's why it's could be very misleading. Also, this flat earth thing at the beginning,
Yeah.
because now you tell me a shape. Like to me, like why would there be any shape? I always said it's shapeless. Me and Ivar always point out the fact that it was shapeless. Why would there be any shape? Like, why refer to a shape? Like, is there
Right.
anything in nature that really has a shape other than, yeah, the round sun is perfectly round. Like,
Right.
you see them, but most of the things don't come in shape. So,
Right. Yeah.
you have a nice shape. I have a nice shape, but it's
Yeah, I
what
mean,
it is.
and so like
So
what
to say
one of
that it's flat, even that is like, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, and the fact that like once you realize that things aren't the way that they have been telling you, like you're just scratching the surface. You actually haven't really gotten to anything meaningful at that point. Okay, you're
No,
realizing that you've been lied to, but
yes,
then okay, so like beyond that, then where do you go? What do you do after that? Because you need somebody who actually knows something more than you, to tell you like what's up, and like, okay, well, now that you've awakened to this little
that's
fact,
it.
you're just at the beginning. So and like you said, everything is like a a natural progression,
Yeah.
right? We all want to kind of like be beyond where we are, and that's why we can look at things and get inspiration and be like, wow, I want to be like that. I want to have these kind of qualities, or be able to attain these kind of skills or whatever. But it's all a bit by bit, a slow, steady progression. Whether you're learning about astrology, whether you're learning about how to feed yourself, like vegetarian diet and Ayurveda and these kind of things, whether you're learning about the natural world and the elements. I mean, so many things. There's so much knowledge and wisdom out there that it can be beneficial to you if you implement it properly. But we all do have to have that patience and that humility and that reservedness to just like know that it's just one day at a time. You only have so much time in a day. And so you have to fit in the other things that are also going to be taking care of your body while you're in that learning process.
Because we're like Mr. and Madame Know It All going at 100 km on the highway, and now you realize you have to put the brakes on and
Right.
you have to stop. Stop the train. Get
Exactly.
off the train.
Uh-huh.
Take time to freaking relax, calm down, and answers will come. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I tell myself we go and to think you know it all. Like, many people are under the assumption that they know it all, so they don't need to learn anything else.
Right. Yeah.
When you realize you don't know nothing at all, you stop at zero. And
Yes.
then you're gonna start going back up, but a little bit more slow. Like, you're not gonna fly on
Yeah.
the highway. You're gonna be the slow one on the highway.
Yeah. And one thing that I really appreciate about P2, I mean, he says it here like you were appreciating also. The enlightened will always speak clear,
Yeah.
precise truth
Oh,
without any fear of the repercussions. I mean, we were just talking about there, right? Where he's not scared to like say what is as it is, no matter who's might contradict what he has to say based on what they're saying. But yeah, this thing that he's always able to direct everything toward like the most important thing, and that is our purpose here as beings on Earth. We've come here to evolve and basically to prepare ourselves for a higher existence if we choose. Like, we don't have to do that, but actually this life is an opportunity, right? And so we have a chance to be able to cultivate the right type of attitudes, cultivate the right types of behaviors that are going to show that we want well-being for ourselves. We want to live in harmony with nature, the elements, and the earth, and we want to learn. And as we do that, it's such an amazing and a beautiful process. and P is always able to, I feel like no matter what topic he's talking about, he can always direct it back to being able to do that. And that ultimately is like such a beautiful way that you can use astrology, because people are using that for all different types of things. When am I going to get my next job? I'm going to gamble with astrology. When am I going to have my next relationship? And all this kind of stuff, in which you can get yourself caught into all these loops and all these traps that are here. But what is astrology for? Actually, to know the self, to know the purpose of what I am, who I am, and how to evolve, and the qualities and the nature of divine itself. It's a really beautiful thing that P can use astrology in that way, because I haven't seen anybody use it as clearly and as pointfully as he does, and like that. So it's so cool.
He's very much aware of his surroundings too. He knows that people are not very advanced on the side of knowledge. Like, let's put it in a clear way: we're all in a baby state. Okay,
right.
We're all babies evolving.
Wake the baby.
wake the baby. I said it many often. Wake the baby.
Yeah,
you're in a baby state. So PT knows that. So what do you teach babies? The basic, until they are responsible enough to take responsibility on their own. So that's what he does. Like, he's not gonna show us everything out in the open about astrology and the cosmic powerhouse and all the stuff when you don't even know what to eat, what to do, how to speak, what to do with any circumstances on earth, any interaction, any relationship. And then you tell me, like, that's what I'm saying. That's why saying that this is dangerous or don't, like, at the very beginning, there's the basic. And we must learn the basic on how to behave on Earth. So right there. So yes, PT is a great teacher for that, and he goes with the basic because we're all in baby state. So
right.
It might be 10-year-old me, 11, 12 in their nonsense calendar.
Right.
That's how old I am. That's how old I am, because you're going to be totally reborn. You have to be reborn.
Yes.
You need a rebirth.
Right.
Because that rebirth might wipe out the program inside, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But as you go on, you will probably one day really, like, put away that program they put inside you, and for so many years, and maybe you'll feel the enlightenment or the stuff that he talks about, because he has experienced it. I'm sure he doesn't talk about stuff that he hasn't observed or experienced. So definitely I recommend the PT as a guru teacher, 100%.
Oh yeah, same.
So next we'll go with maybe we can do another one. We have all the time in the world. That's not a problem, but we are on an hour thing usually. So the cow and the holy cow, we'll try to do both. But I'll let you go on with the cow. It's a very interesting one, because that's an animal that we slaughter massively on Earth.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally.
Like, in industrial ways. So Frank, go on with it.
Yeah, we're getting into a string of P-logs touching on a similar topic, but it's so important. So I'm glad that we've made, and all of them are, all of these ones are, but this is here we'll start with cow. Those who cannot respect the cow whose milk they drink cannot respect earth, which is akin to a cow, in fulfilling our needs. No question of them respecting God or divine either. People hoping to find love, peace, and happiness, contentment, and evolution while killing and eating cows are under serious delusion. In the end, they would meet a cruel fate at the hands of forces of divine.
Yeah, la vache. La vache, ceux qui ne peuvent pas respecter la vache dont ils boivent le lait ne peuvent pas respecter la terre qui est semblable à une vache. En répondant à nos besoins, pas question pour eux de respecter Dieu, le divin, non plus. Yeah, because the cow, like he says often, is the very representation of Mama Earth. Like,
Yeah.
that's what he says here in French.
Mhm.
So, les gens espérant trouver amour, paix et bonheur, contentement et évolution, alors qu'ils tuent et mangent des vaches, sont dans un délire sérieux. Au bout du compte, ils rencontreront un destin cruel dû aux forces divines. Does he say, like, this is probably one of the most debated, or is there any freaking debate around it? I don't even know. The fact of eating animals, eating cow, slaughtering cow and stuff. Like,
Right.
from what I read here, because he says les gens espérant trouver amour, paix, because I would like to have it very clear and precise here today. So he says les gens espérant trouver that. Lire en anglais, ça va aller mieux. Là. Yeah, those who cannot respect the cow, but he says, what he says here, love, peace, and killing and eating cows are under serious delusion. Now, does he say that eating cow is a because there's the thing of the curse, processing the curse, and all that. There's
Right.
rituals happening in slaughterhouse. They kill under rituals and stuff. You
Right.
might just be processing that curse by eating the meat. Me, I want to go beyond that. Before that, like the very child born in nature, shouldn't he eat a cow or should he eat a cow? Because now you go to religion and they tell you to eat the meat that has the hoofs, like the cow and
Right.
sheep and stuff, but
Cloven
do
hoof.
not eat the other animals. So
Right.
now there's religion saying that. There's other people, kosher, vegan. There's all kinds of cults out there.
Right.
So you get very confused. Now there's PT saying that. So I would like to have your point of view on this. Is it ban or is it something to avoid because of the curse processing? Or if we transport ourselves to 1,000 years ago where animals were maybe treated with respect, people were eating the cow. I don't know. I'm asking the question because
Right.
it's something to me that has always been a questions is around the diet, but the diet. I don't like the word diet, but around what we eat.
Yeah, totally. I mean, as far as I know, places in India have never gone to meat eating, and they've always been veg for forever, as far as I know. And even in all older cultures and stuff like that, they were primarily vegetarian, and they only ate meat, like either in the winter or like a hunter gatherer tribe is going to have a completely different relationship with the way that meat and the killing of animals is happening today. I mean, I think that's pretty clear for everybody to know. But what I've heard P say about this topic is that, I mean, the only time that it would make sense to eat an animal is if that is your only option. If you're in the tundra or somewhere and there is not a way to grow vegetables, there's not a way to have other food sources in which you are getting the nutrition that you need. but that's almost unknown in our day to day. Like the amount of availability that we have to different types of foods is greater today than we've known it to be in the past, and to a high degree. So when you learn how to eat properly in a vegetarian way, that it's not needed to eat animals at all. And but like P says, Vedic is not vegan. So the Vedic approach still utilizes the milk and dairy products from cows. They make the farmer's cheese, what's it called, paneer, and ghee is a staple in the Vedic thing, and milk also, but in rational quantities, so you're not overusing it.
Oh,
And
of course.
in the ideal way is that you're getting the milk from cows who are treated with respect, and the baby cow gets to have their fill first before you milk the cow. The baby cow, they get
Yeah.
to have as much milk as they want, and then whatever's left over, you milk that. And then so it's not like the process today in which they're basically taking the calf from the mother cow and then they're just taking all of the
Oh,
milk. I
yeah.
mean, that's
Yeah.
this the dairy industry today is in many ways just as bad as the meat industry and a lot of the things that they're doing. And they're giving cows all sorts of unnatural like hormones and all these kind of things, that's not good. But overall, yeah, I would P's point of view is that the type of diet you should have is vegetarian diet. You shouldn't eat meat. There's a lot of different reasons, karmic, health wise. Our digestive system isn't made to eat animal product, or not animal products, but meat products, flesh. And that flesh eating animals have a different type of digestive system. I mean, there's so many different types of things. And not only that, but the animals that eat flesh, they don't cook it, they eat it raw. So if we were supposed to eat meat, then you should be able to eat it raw or whatever, and you don't see
Yeah.
people doing that,
I don't know. It's still something I like to, but not something that I really enjoy talking about because people have really very precise idea of what they think in that sense of what they eat. It's like
Right.
really a religion. Sometimes there's a
Oh
fly
yeah.
here. I see a fly. I don't know if you seen it.
No, I can't see it on your side.
She's not dead. The fly at this time. It's freaking cold. She's after me now.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, so I think it often brings a lot of emotion talking about that, and
It does,
I
definitely.
think it might have to do with the curse that we process. Me, I'm aware that if you eat meat from the supermarket or wherever, it's been like probably killed in a very barbaric, demonic way.
Right.
That's what
Definitely.
we behave like barbarian, demonic creature.
Hmm.
So often that's what happened in slaughterhouse, and people don't care about the animals. Like if you care about an animal, you want to like treat it with respect. Maybe at the end of her life, she can gives you her body, you can eat it, feed on it. I don't see anything really wrong with that, because also the fact that people have lived thousands and thousands of years on Earth eating meat. So I think I don't know really what to think. Honestly,
Yeah.
I say I think, but I don't know really what to think
Right.
because there's like people living eating meat, strictly carnivore diet, very healthy, very strong, very sharp, very clear thoughts and stuff, and then you have, because it's others that eat processed food that are fully intoxicated. So
Right.
there's always something there for me to explore when it comes to what we eat, definitely. But
Yeah.
again, I think in our days, in our time today, we often just process the curse of what's been happening, killed in very inhuman ways and stuff. But listen, that's the world we live in. That's why we're out there trying to make a change, trying to educate ourselves, educate ourselves, educate
Right.
others. Freaking hate. I have enough of the hate of the that's resonate in my inside of me. It doesn't work, so I'm
Right.
gonna need to love myself. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to love to hopefully one day. That's it. Reach more light, more and reaching the light. Reaching more light is reaching more knowledge, reaching more reasoning within yourself first, because then you can reason with others. But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm still reasoning around that whole animal eating thing. I try personally. I don't eat everything out there for
Hmm.
sure. Like the thing also is people go out and eat just anything, like bottom feeders and all that, and
Oh
like
yeah.
it's a very very diet full of nonsense. So anyway, but you are what you eat. That's what they say. Huh?
Yeah.
You are what you eat, and that I kind of know this because I've been 300 pounds and I've been 200 and lighter. And so you
Right.
are what you eat, definitely. So if you
Yeah.
eat bad food, you will suffer the consequences. So anyway, so that's it, Frank, for
Yeah.
today.
We'll continue on this topic because the next handful of ones are also about similar things. So
But
we can.
maybe
Yeah.
you want
We'll
to
keep talking
add
on.
something on the cow, maybe, or
Well, I mean, the one thing that I remember also it making sense about like the motivation, because there's more than just like health motivations. There's spiritual motivations as to like why you wouldn't do it, and then the whole "you are what you eat" kind of thing. I mean, the idea that there's four primary animal instincts, and that is eat, sleep, mate, defend. And so those impulses get amplified when you eat animals, because that is the basic instincts of the animal: eat, sleep, mate, defend. And so we also do that, but like that makes those urges and impulses in us like amplified to a degree in which it's not
right?
actually supportive of our evolution.
Yeah.
So yet another reason to not eat animals. And pretty much the other thing too is that when I became vegetarian, as I was becoming vegetarian, I learned how to cook basically a Vedic inspired or themed kind of diet: khichdi, rotis, dal soups, veggies, and all those kind of things. And I feel like that approach to eating a vegetarian diet really does give you all the nutrition and things like that you need. Because I mean, I've been vegetarian since about 2017, 18, and I feel like I have everything that I need. I don't feel lacking in any type of nutrients. So,
Oh no, I mean, and I'm not saying you're gonna lack something or it's
right,
absolutely necessary to eat meat at all, at all, at all. It's not what I think. I think there's everything in nature in an organic form already to support you, and you shouldn't, because in a normal state of affairs where you live in nature and there's everything surrounding you that can feed you, will you think of killing?
right.
No. No, you will not think of killing. You
Yeah,
will be all in grace, in gratitude, because you have everything around you to support you, berries and stuff. And I
yeah,
don't even think you would think of killing in a unprogrammed child born in nature, not Babylon program mind.
right.
So if you're pure from the beginning, you will not think of killing. So, but I think in certain settings, yes, people will eat animals because that's all they have.
Yeah,
So,
right.
but if you have options, maybe you should
Go
consider
for
those
that.
options.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
saying.
Yeah,
Like there is options out there. There is good stuff today. People making very good stuff to sustain your body. And again, you cannot do it all on your own. Self sufficient thing is together. we can be
Right.
self-sufficient together and support each other to thrive in our body and to have clear thoughts and
Yeah.
energy. And the first thing you want to have is energy. You want to be there, you want to be present, you want to be able to function. So yes, eating proper food with the proper electrolytes and stuff. And we're electric, so we got to
Yeah.
feed that body with good electric stuff. And I think
Yeah.
if we keep doing that, we will keep evolving.
Yeah. Yeah, and we can touch more, as we do like more talks, we can touch more about like the things that we like to eat, the things that are supporting us and that we're excited about. And yeah, I mean, food is a wonderful topic. I love eating, and I love feeling good from the food that I eat. And I know that's true for you too. So
Oh yeah, Kim made me something yesterday with avocado and what there was in there. Yeah, avocado, some kind of pizza crust with avocado and
oh yeah,
breadcrumbs or something. It was super super good. Like I was
very
like,
nice.
wow, that's good with red dot on top. And
Uh-huh.
cayenne pepper are very very good for you. There's a guy that wrote a book about all the herbs and stuff, and all the herbs have like 2 pages, and that cayenne pepper is like 9 pages of benefit.
Oh
Cayenne
wow.
pepper, very very good. Jalapeno seeds, very good for
Yeah.
you. But
Nice.
you have to learn these stuff. Like if you're brought up on the pâté chinois, puis patate, blé d'Inde, puis here in Quebec, it's a lot pâté chinois, Chinese pâté, they call it. It's a layer of meat, corn, and potato. I don't know
Right.
how shepherd pie.
Shepherd
There you
pie,
go.
right? Yeah.
Shepherd pie, pâté chinois. I don't know
Uh-huh.
where the name come from. Chinese pâté and shepherd's pie, like pâté. I don't get it. But anyway, so if you're brought up on shepherd's pie, there's good chance that you don't know about avocados and good
Right.
food like this that is available in nature. And avocados have so many kinds too. They're just the
Yeah.
avocado Oz. There's a whole bunch of avocados. So
Yeah.
all this has to be learned. Like you have to learn how to feed your body. But of course,
Definitely.
if you go with the tradition, you're probably gonna end up with shepherd pie on your plate.
All right.
Okay, we're out. See ya. Large up,
Have,
everyone.
have a good strong.
That's it. Have a good, strong one. And it's all love every time. See ya.